at MITA Unshackled at ICBC, and next door you can't see in the camera, but it's Spannabis. Much anticipated Spannabis. We have industry leaders, owners of companies, cool thought leaders, just incredible people here at ICBC who understand the importance of business and culture, who come here to ICBC for today to enjoy, meet their peers, do a little business, and then get ready for one of the coolest cultural cannabis events in Europe, Spannabis, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So again, Dimitri Downing here with the co-hostess.
Destiny Blanco.
Wait, is that the right way to say that? Co-host or co-hostess?
You did a good job.
The hostess with the mostest.
A couple.
Hey, I like that one.
Again, just cruising around the halls of ICBC, you meet some of the coolest individuals, and I had the unique pleasure of meeting Jack and Max, and we asked them to come on the podcast, and they have some really cool information. They're incredibly interesting individuals. So let's jump right into who they are and what they do. Jack Pete, did I say that correctly?
That's correct.
You're the COO.
Correct, and co-founder with here Max, and I'm in charge of operations today, and currently we have a manufacturing lab in California where we do all our extractions, and then also in Tustin where we have our headquarters for an R&D for all our botanical and flavor manufacturing.
Okay.
And then we also have a new facility in Corona, which is where we do all our terpene manufacturing, and it's a certified facility that used to be an existing flavor house, and there's a lot of infrastructure in there to help our business, and so we have a lot of capacity to grow, and that's why we're out here in Europe to meet new people and emerging markets, and hopefully educate everyone on what we're doing.
I feel like we're meeting our friends from all around the world here.
No, it is really cool.
It's almost like I'm walking down the street and I'm seeing all everybody that we're most familiar with.
That show, the neighborhood, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood.
Oh, it's totally Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood here. Oh, all the fun.
Max Kobe.
Yes, sir.
You're CEO.
Yes, sir.
And co-founder.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's been quite the journey. It's been an enjoyable experience. I'd say, starting up Abstrax for us meant we got to enjoy what we do most and we're most passionate about, which is really understanding what makes cannabis amazing, unraveling that ball of terpenes and aromatics and what really differentiates cannabis in California. We've grown to have an appreciation. We've gotten the privilege of traveling around to different cannabis cups from Amsterdam to different spots, trying all the different products, and we knew in the beginning what made it most special was really the terpenes, the aromatics. It wasn't just the cannabinoids, and we had a really unique opportunity to set up a world-class state-of-the-art facility to really dive deep into the exploratory research of what makes cannabis so special.
So we're going to dive deep into terpenes and aromatics and what you guys are doing with them. But first of all, what year did you guys start this venture?
2017.
Abstrax with an X.
2017 is when we...
2017. Yeah. Can I ask you guys what you were doing before you partnered up?
We've been business partners for 18 years through multiple startups. I'm the piler, he's the filer. We can read minds at this point.
You're the piler, he's the filer. What's a piler?
It's just yin and yang. That's all you need to know.
No, I'm the visionary, Jack's the integrator, and we got a great collaborative partnership.
I'm with the yin and yang.
Innovator, he's got the crosses the I's, dots the T's.
Oh, yeah. Right. Jack
What's
keeps
the
everybody
piler,
in
though?
line.
I'm trying to figure that out.
It just
papers, you pile them.
Oh,
this is what he filer.
But more and more.
I should
More
know
to his
that.
plate.
He says no, I say yes. No.
Okay, I got the yin. Okay, I got it. Filer. Yeah, she's the dots the I's, crosses the T's, and I'm the guy with the crazy dreams.
So you'd be the piler and I'd be the filer.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
All right, good. Well, here, file that.
But believe it or not, we actually started.
Do you see how that works real quick?
We started our first business together when we were 18 years old, cleaning swimming pools, and we
Swimming
actually
pools.
grew from the bottom of the swimming pool industry to the very top, taking care of the world's largest facilities.
Were we cannabis connoisseurs at 18?
We've always been, and we've got a long history even before the swimming pool industry.
How about cultivator? You guys cultivate the
pool?
Funny story, and I'll tell it on the podcast real quick, but when Jack got married, we've been roommates too for most of the 18 years. And when Jack got married, he went on his honeymoon. He forgot to tell, the kid that he left behind, which was me, not to burn down the house. And all I had to do was watch the grow for the last week, and I came back from dinner and the house burned down.
Oh, shit.
With all of his wedding presents.
Oh, no.
He came back from the airport. He was in Tonga or somewhere. No reception, thank God. And he came back, and I picked him up, and he gets to the tarmac. Jack, don't answer your phone. Don't worry. The good news is that you're going to get to start your new beautiful life in the honeymoon suite at the Laguna Marriott Cliffs.
You're like, just stay there.
It's a nightmare.
So there's a gap here between the pool venture and Abstrax. So when did the pool venture fill in that gap there for me?
So we actually started off in service businesses. We built retail businesses. We built construction businesses. We then started a software company to automate water quality management for the world's largest hospitality organizations like Marriott and most of the casinos in Vegas, most of the water parks in the U.S. We traveled the world implementing those systems until we really looked at our next opportunity. We dominated the leisure industry with what we did. We were always passionate about cannabis. I had a heart attack at the age of 17. It always was something that would help me deal with my issues, whether it was an excuse to use more cannabis or it actually helped me, TBD. So Jack and I were always looking for an opportunity.
That's to be determined.
My brother is an organic chemist. We tried our best to keep him out of trouble, but he just kept coming back to the cannabis industry. And, together we got to really see the industry evolve in California. And we saw a great opportunity on how we could differentiate ourselves, provide value innovation, and really help these brands that are coming into the industry to differentiate their products and stand out and help build that consumer trust that the industry so desperately needs.
We're all about we're brands at MITA. MITA USA, the evolution of MITA AZ is going to be all about the brands. That's for other reasons. So 2017 was your guys' first legitimate licensed cannabis.
Well, we had nonprofits.
We had medical, we were doing medical things and trying to do as legit as we could, but it was really timing when his brother and our time as well came to the right, point in 2017. We found a building in Long Beach, and as we were building our manufacturing lab in Long Beach, it took us 2 years to build that facility to get it licensed and operational. Nice. And in those 2 years, we started asking ourselves what makes ours different from another manufacturer. And it's really his brother's knowledge in chemistry and in terpenes. And so we invested further into analytical equipment, and we invested in a really unique gas chromatograph. It's actually called a GC Cross GC. And why that's important to have a second dimension is because a typical gas chromatograph is just going to show you the peaks and valleys, whereas a 2 dimension is going to fly above that peak like a helicopter and look behind that mountain. And why it's important is because delimiting is just one peak on a 1 dimension, but on a 2 dimension there's actually 10 other peaks behind that you didn't see. And so we're able to quantify like 300 to 400 plus aroma compounds, whereas a typical analytical lab is going to show you like 20 to 40. And even of those 20 to 40, a lot of these different compounds are alluding to the same peak, so you're not really getting a good picture of what's going on with the flavor and aroma. And of those 300-400 compounds we're seeing, half of those haven't even been identified because no one's looking at them, right? Or they don't even have the capacity to look at them.
What machine is this that you're using? Is it?
It's a GC crossover.
GC. So is this something that you guys completely created yourselves and it is patented?
No, it's not patented. Anybody can go out and build analytical equipment. We developed the equipment ourselves. We developed the methodologies. We patented the methodologies. It's definitely unique to us. I think we were the first. We're one of the few that actually deploy that type of technology in the cannabis space because we have an excuse to do exploratory research. Nice. We actually built a Type 7 lab that allows us unwielding power to do any amount of terpene extractions, experiments. We're not regulated like a typical testing lab that can only do specific types of testing. So whereas a testing lab is regulated on what type of testing to do, we get to be the guys who are doing the exploratory research, developing the methodologies to teach others what it is that they're looking for in the cannabis plant. What makes cannabis gassy? What makes it fruity? Why does it make me feel the way that it feels, right? And believe it or not, a lot of those smaller constituents in there, outside of those 20 to 40 terpenes that everybody's testing for, actually contribute a lot to that sensorial experience.
Especially like the gas compounds, right? Like those we actually did a whole paper on the discovery of these new compounds, and it's what gives the OG Kush, the gas, and sour diesel, all these gassy strains. And it's a compound that's found in like 0.01%.
It's parts per quadrillion.
But it has a huge impact on the flavor and aroma, and as soon as you open that jar, it's like the first thing you can smell, right? Is the gas.
If I ask somebody, what is the definition of quality of a good OG plant? Maybe the first thing they say is cannabinoids, unfortunately. But the second thing that they'll say is the gas. That's what makes it. The nose knows, right? That's what people are shopping with.
Yeah.
And
Oh, go ahead.
what I think is interesting too is these compounds they're called sulfurthiols, right? And they're also found in garlic and onions. It's what, as soon as you rip an onion or a garlic open, you're smelling those thiols.
Mm-hmm.
And these are also, garlic and onion are traditionally known as medicinal as well. And so there's a lot of, theories around why OG Kush is considered more medicinal, and it's because of the gas compounds and these sulfurthiols that might be contributing to it.
Yeah, if you find our paper out there, The Science of Dank, The Discovery of Canosulfurs by Abstrax, you'll find we made the same correlations of those canosulfurs that we discovered in cannabis that aren't necessarily unique to cannabis, that actually in medical journals were found give garlic its medicinal benefits. And the interesting thing about cannabis is they're actually found in higher concentrations in cannabis. You're inhaling cannabis, it's more bioavailable to you. And so in theory, if you take the same research that was applied to garlic, cannabis might be more medicinal for us.
Okay, something else. I'm starting to catch what you guys are throwing down. This is like the science stuff is generally over my head. I'm a regulatory specialist. That's my jam.
Let's talk regulatory.
But am I? No. This is important, people. This is your company. It's your business. Am I gathering that you guys deal mostly with brands and manufacturers, or do cultivators try to genetically manipulate things based upon your guys' science?
Well, that's interesting. Mostly it's B2B.
Am I asking the right question?
Yeah, you are. And
It's
but
optimizing selective breeding.
yeah, and that's what we're working on. Is one of our new projects is our own genetics program, and we're breeding
Yeah.
Flavors for effects.
flavors for effects, and also just flavors for flavors, right? Like
Right.
we're a flavor company. We want one that tastes like peach rings or
Yeah.
a banana. We want to get like exotic as we can with these.
Right.
So we're gonna let
cannabis
your listeners in on something new here.
No, this is good. I like it.
listening.
So the
I'm
discovery
picking
of
up what they're putting down.
the definition of dank, the discovery of canosulfurs today, out of 19 million research publications out there, is ranked 17,000. I think this next one we're going to put out is going to be even more popular, and it has to do with regulatory. Okay, the first one was what makes cannabis smell so skunky and gassy, and the next one is going to be even better. We're going to talk all about all the unique flavors and everything else that we're finding in cannabis that people love and
It's
find
what
unique.
makes an exotic exotic. And just
Right.
like those sulfurthiols that are found in very small concentration, there's a lot of different compounds, esters and things like that are found in really, really even smaller concentration, but have a big impact on the flavor. And if they're not there, you're missing out on a big part of the story.
And what's the point of this? Why do we tell everybody about this? Why do we spend millions of dollars doing this exploratory research? So that we can share this information with the community, so that other researchers can incorporate that knowledge into their research to understand and unlock the benefits of cannabis
Definitely.
for everybody.
Definitely.
So hypothetically, if somebody wanted to support you guys so that you kept going and you were just
That's an easy
working
answer.
for free, how do
Go to AbstraxTech.com,
Yeah.
buy some of our flavors, even if it's a sample pack just to put in your diffuser at home or to put in your joint or to put in your vaporizer, because every product that we sell supports the research that Abstrax does.
and you can ship your product across
Nice.
state line, no
Worldwide.
Across
problem.
countries.
Worldwide.
We're in 33
World.
countries right now, yeah.
Are you guys
Nice move.
participating in any clinical trials or?
We have a number of trials going on. Can't talk about too many of them,
Yeah.
but all around the world we got different studies going on, from
Nice.
Israel to Canada.
That's good, because that nowadays people in the dispensaries they go to the desk and they say, what's the highest percentage I can get THC?
Oh,
I
man.
want that 30%. Give me that 30%.
All right, so I can't talk about this. So we developed a software application called Terpelytics.
Uh-huh.
Terpelytics actually takes the 300 to 500 different compounds that we're analyzing on a daily basis and now starts to construct a visual image of what that's going to make you feel like. So when I go into a dispensary to consume cannabis, the problem is that there's a lack of education. That starts at the testing lab. If you don't know what you're testing for, you don't know how it's going to affect the consumer. When the consumer goes in there and has a great experience, they want that again.
Yeah.
They want it. The only way to build consumer trust is through this repeatable, targeted, predictable experience. But how do you do that if you don't understand what you're selling a consumer? It can't just be about the top 3 terpenes or the cannabinoids. We know that's not accurate. So we did a study on the entourage effect, and what we proved was that by adding different terpenes in there, it does magnify the effects. It does have different results. And so through our software application that we hope to eventually license out to testing labs once we feel it's fully ready, it breaks down the whole sensory profile, the flavor, the aroma, the balance, the gas. How is it going to make me feel the predicted effects of
Right.
this? And this is what we feel the industry really needs in the future, to be successful, to get more consumers engaged
Yeah.
in the experience. This is, probably the holy grail in the industry. We feel like it's our destiny to help fulfill that. So we have a number of partners that we've been collaborating with to try and make that dream a reality.
Yeah, that's definitely important because nowadays people think terpenes are just flavor. Terpenes are just aroma. When you give them effect. I was just discussing with somebody earlier. You could just smoke the terpene itself.
It'll make you feel like you can drink it and it'll make you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And in fact, we do a lot of beer applications because our cannabis flavors blend really well with beer. Hops and cannabis are cousins of each other, so they share a lot of that same aromatic compounds.
Some mocktails.
Yeah, and every time I drink terpenes in a beer, I feel like I'm drinking Red Bull. Like it's very energizing. There's a lot of truth to the effects.
Can almost just replace alcohol completely.
That's the trend. Yeah.
Functional flavorings.
There you go.
I was at a cultivation facility the other day, and Benji and them were smoking, and it's like the terpenes were blowing in my face, and I was getting very relaxed.
Yeah.
And that was like,
well, that's what people do for essential oils. They burn it, and then
absolutely.
That's what they call like forest bathing.
Lavender.
Right? They go into the forest and they're breathing in alpha pinene, and
it was wonderful. It was a perfectly relaxed little buzz, like I just had like half shot of vodka or something, and everybody's getting baked. Or they're like hotboxing me. So no, it's absolutely cool. I love what you guys are doing. So what's next for you guys? What's on the horizon? I know you guys are out here in Europe looking for
partners, looking for brands, looking for opportunities, looking to spread the knowledge that we have to share. Again, we're leading the charge in cannabis flavoring and terpene production, and this is a big emerging market that we hope to be a part of.
And one new thing, we just met Dan Herrera of the Jack Herrera brand, and we just came out with the Signature series, which is
Terror like terror.
Basically, we did a study where we called it "You Don't Know Jack," right? And we got Jack Herrera, the real one, from Dan, and we went to 40 different dispensaries and bought a Jack Herrera strain of cannabis. And we took it back to our lab and we analyzed every one of them.
What? Stop.
That's a sativa strain, right?
Yeah, very easy to figure out what a Jack Herrera strain is. It's very high in
hopefully that'll help him with the people he has to sue. All these people copying and
to your point,
it's going to become Kleenex.
Of those 40, about 25% of them even came close to like the aroma and profile of it. So but overall, there's specific compounds that we found within his strain that if they're not there, it's not considered Jack Herrera.
It's actually, there's one terpene in Jack Herrera that is in over 10% concentration, B-philandrine, and that's not even a testing standards that labs test for. But if you're consuming something, you don't know what's 10% of the makeup of it, you're missing what the effects and what the definition of that strain is, right? And one thing that was important about this whole study was that beyond the fact that everybody's bastardizing Jack Herrera and they should know that that is a real brand and a family legacy that they're trying to protect, okay? But it's an iconic strain of the industry, right? Yep. So everybody associates Jack Herrera strain with that iconic sativa hazy type profile. And what we learned from the study was that even though everybody had a different version, everybody had a version of Jack. Well, now you have this data, you have the ability to educate people on the differences. Your Jack has gas. Your Jack has more cannabinoids. Your Jack has more terpenes, and his is fruity. And that experience will resonate with different consumers that all want that type of iconic, uplifting, sativa type effect. That's the type of education that the industry really needs.
Of course, yeah. If Jack Herrera is one of my favorite strains, I'm going to want to look for that strain that gives me that same effect every single time.
Yeah, just remember, hair like terror.
So if you're a brand, you can buy the Jack Herrera co-branded Abstrax terpene blend, and you can add that to your vape cart anywhere in the world and have the same consistent flavor every time.
Yeah, endorsed by the brand, developed with the brand. I mean, through years of research trying to really create an identical analog of the actual cannabis-derived terpene profile.
Yeah.
Were you guys like science majors? I mean, how did this happen?
Because hustlers, we're out here.
I know. Where's your lab coats?
After high school, you were just like cleaning pools,
smoking a lot of weed.
You were rolling joints.
Chemistry. It's all chemistry,
going back
right?
and forth.
The plant tells us what we need to know.
No, I mean my brother Kevin is definitely the
brainchild
of this thing. He's the brain trust. It wouldn't be possible without him. He's the organic chemist.
Kevin's part of the company too?
Yeah,
he's our co-founder.
And he's our CSO. Unfortunately, he's not here with us. We miss him. Wish you were here, Kevin.
We miss you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Are there? Is it a large company? How many guys?
We have about 108 employees, but Kevin did a great job building an amazing team. Dr. Oswald's our lead researcher. We have Barbara, who's our lead flavorist, who's very accomplished in the industry. We have some amazing team members on the research team that are bar none some of the smartest people in the industry with some of the most passion to share.
And you know what's
amazing.
cool is 108 employees. Every member of the cannabis industry, from a trimmer to a owner, matters. But it's interesting here at ICBC and Spannabis, you catch like owners of companies that respect learning about culture and business at the same time, coming here to this ICBC Spannabis combo. And two of you guys are wandering around here, which is just awesome.
Oh,
That's-
we're enjoying ourselves.
That's what I love about this event, and I love about Spannabis tomorrow.
Definitely.
You guys been to Spannabis before?
We got a booth here tomorrow. But
you
we've
got-
never been. No, we
Oh,
were supposed to come
we've tried to come
2020.
2 years now. We just got our booth from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
back to us.
Hey,
you
you
guys
made
got
it.
like a 10 by 10 booth in here?
We
Yeah.
did in 2020, and we're on the plane almost to the airport, and it got shut
They
down.
just shut it down. I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
So you guys have your first booth tomorrow for Spannabis.
We're
right.
excited.
That's
Yeah.
cool. Do you have other members of the company here? Just two of
There
you
are a
guys.
few other members here for sure.
Oh wow! How did you get
Teamwork makes
how'd
the
you-
dream
how'd
work,
you
baby.
How do you get to choose who comes?
We let somebody else choose.
Okay, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Smart.
Yeah.
No,
No,
but-
it's our we choose our sales guys that are more international, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
this is their clientele.
Yeah, if you're here at Spannabis, come visit Ryan Tiny at the Abstrax booth.
Well, this goes out after Spannabis, so it'll be too late. But this gives people ideas to what they're missing. We're going to be trying to do a podcast live from in Spannabis Saturday.
Yeah.
But we'll be walking around
Yeah,
tomorrow.
come stop by the
Hanging
booth
out.
and come
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
us. We got
No.
some
Great.
smells.
Definitely.
We have
What-
some gummies and like things you can taste and try. Just
Okay.
Yeah. No, there's so much more to be learned here, for me at least. I mean, you guys are experts, and she knows more than I do about the subject. I know what I'm in over my head, so I know about a lot about regulations, but the science. God bless you guys. You guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, no, thank you so much.
How do people find you? What's the best way to look up and find out more information about what you guys do?
Yeah, AbstraxTech.com, AbstraxTech.com. That's our website. You can learn more about us, check out our products. You can also check us out on Instagram.
Abstrax Tech on Instagram, and also Abstrax Labs on Instagram as well.
Where you'll see all our cannabis extraction.
We have to
and fun
separate
stuff.
the licensed cannabis business from the non-licensed cannabis.
It's hard being the only licensed cannabis flavor house in the industry.
That's super cool, though. You know, you don't see much of that. People, especially you guys, have the passion behind it. You know what you're doing.
Well, and that's just it. We want to be
Science.
as authentic as we can with the plant. You know, we're not just trying to
Definitely.
put strawberry on, on a cannabis flavor. Like we want to make sure we emulate the plant as much as possible.
It's a lot to do with the safety, right? The quality, the unknown. We're manufacturing products that we don't fully understand yet, so it's super important that somebody invests in elevating the standards for the industry.
I love what you guys are doing, and I always tell people to come out here, and this is exactly why they should come out here, because they meet individuals like yourself, and that's really exciting. But so we thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so
and
much
we look
for
forward
inviting
to
us.
hanging out with you tomorrow at Spannabis.
For sure. Yeah, we'll come stop by, eat some gummies.
Peace, man. Yeah.